What's up everybody, it's Matt from TDM Style here. Welcome back to the channel for another review, and I hope that you all are staying home and safe and healthy. Yeah, it's some weird times out there right now. And, I think it's pretty safe to say that at this point, all of us are in some form of like self-isolation, social distancing, quarantine type of scenario. So we're all sitting at home. All the, barbershops and hairstylists are closed right now. So I thought that this was really the perfect opportunity to review Overtone. So, I'm sure, like most of you have by now, I've seen all kinds of posts floating around of people like, what am I going to do with my hair during quarantine? Am I going to cut it all off? Am I going to dye it? Am I going to do something crazy because I can't go get a haircut and I can't whatever? Or if you already have colored hair, like, oh man, my roots are, look at these roots. I was supposed to have a hair appointment today, actually, but, shit happens, man. So, yeah, let's talk about Overtone, which is, I'm sure you're familiar with it by now. This is a, hair coloring system. It doesn't lighten your hair, it just deposits color, so there is no bleaching or damage or that sort of thing. So we'll talk a little bit more about that and about how it actually works depending on your hair color. Before we get started though, I just want to say, if you are thinking about coloring your hair or doing something at home, if you're thinking about using this stuff, don't do it. It will make your hair sad, and it will make your hairstylist want to break up with you when salons open again. So just stay away from the cheapo boxed shit. Don't fuck around with bleach at home unless you know what you're doing. So something like Overtone is safe for that because, as I mentioned already, it doesn't actually do any lightening, so you're not really doing anything crazy, you're just depositing color. Alright, so with my little soapbox moment out of the way, let's get right into this. We'll talk about packaging and pricing, a little bit about what this stuff actually is, and then, we'll get straight into the demo footage. So, if you're not familiar with Overtone, they are forms of conditioners that just have color pigment in them. So it's not the first of its kind. I've spoken about like the viral color conditioner before. I use that all the time to upkeep various colors. So this is, just basically another brand that's doing that, but they've done a lot of marketing, and they're out there, and they've just kind of really gone out of their way to make this like very accessible for like, you can buy this online and get it at your house and go. You don't have to like go to the salon or have whatever. And they have like a million different colors. I think there are 14 or 15 different colors, and each color has like a pastel shade, a medium shade, and an extreme shade, which has like the most colorful pigment or whatever. And then they also have options that are for brown hair. So essentially what you need to know about any of these type of color depositing conditioners is that if you've got like dark hair like me, you're not gonna just, and say you get like blue, it's not gonna just turn like bright electric blue out of nowhere. You would need to still lighten the hair first to get that really super vibrant, bright color. So the lighter that your hair is, the more that color is going to show. With that being said, so there are options that are like colors for brown hair. They change the pigment a little bit so that even folks with dark hair, you can still get like a tinted color sheen over the brown. Especially so then like when light hits it, it'll just look really cool. But yeah, so obviously like my hair, I get highlights done once every probably couple of months or so, and I get salon color, and then so I use these as my sort of color upkeep. So if you're looking into these, they come in two options basically. They've got the mask version, which comes in this large 8 fluid ounce or 237 milliliter plastic tub. Now this comes in at $29 US, and this is like their most pigmented option. And so this is something that you would use like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, or whenever your color needs like a fresh pop. Or if you're new to this whole thing, this could be like your initial color application. Then they have what they call their daily conditioner. This is also 8 fluid ounces or 237 milliliters. This one comes in at 18 bucks, and this is basically your upkeep conditioner. So in other words, you can use this every day or every other day, or however often you want to use it, however often you wash your hair, in place of your like standard conditioner. And this obviously doesn't have quite as much pigment as the mask one does, but this is really just like to keep up on your color, to prevent it from fading. So yeah, mask $29, daily conditioner $18, and if you're thinking of buying both, they also offer like a kit option, which includes both of those, and it comes with this little 2-ounce travel-sized daily conditioner, and that's $47. So it's literally, if you were gonna buy both, just buy the kit, because it's the same exact price, but you get the little travel conditioner for free. And they do also offer free shipping for orders over $60, if you're somehow spending that much. All right, and now for everybody's favorite category, we got to talk about that scent. Minty fresh. Yeah, so it's just very minty. It smells like spearmint. And as I was actually just a moment ago reading through the ingredients on these, the scent is the same on both the daily and the mask one. I believe the scent is the same on every single color. Don't quote me on that, I'm not totally sure, but I think it is. And yeah, at the bottom of each ingredient list, it does mention their fragrance and the couple of oils that they use. So it is a rosemary spearmint fragrance. Yeah, so, you know, if you guys have been around, you know that I'm not super nuts on like minty smells. But this one, ooh, that mint got me. But yeah, this one is a kind of nice mint. It doesn't smell like toothpaste, at least, so that's kind of nice. Now, quickly through a few of the ingredients here. Now, these are conditioners, and like this one is a mask, so it is not only meant to deposit some color, but it's meant to, you know, condition and nourish your hair and make it feel super soft and shit. So, as a result, if you take a quick look through some of the ingredients here, you'll see it's just loaded with all kinds of nourishing oils. So, we have things like coconut oil, shea butter, jojoba seed oil, avocado oil, evening primrose oil, olive oil, sesame seed oil, linseed oil, amodimethicone, rosemary oil, spearmint oil, and so on. And basically you'll see more or less the same ingredients list on the daily conditioner. I mean, obviously it's a little bit different, like this one also has some chamomile and horsetail and stuff in there. But yeah, I mean, they're ingredient lists that are nice. These are salon products, so you know you're not getting anything cheap. You definitely get what you pay for here, and as well, they do have their little icons on each one that they are vegan and cruelty-free. They're free of sulfates, parabens, and ammonia, and they're suitable for all hair types. All right, so with all of that information thrown at you, now we can get into the demo footage. So I've actually been kind of preparing this video over the past 4 weeks because I really wanted to show, you know, the process of if you get like what's the word I'm looking for here? I was gonna say vibrant, but not like a fashion color in your hair. In other words, you know, like blue, green, red, purple, pink, whatever, rose gold in my case. They do fade. You know, they're not the same as getting like a permanent color, like a brown shade, or just doing like blonde and doing upkeep on that. Fashion colors, vibrant colors, they do fade. So I have to get mine done, you know, every 4 weeks when I go for a haircut, except during quarantine. So these type of color depositing conditioners, if you've been doing fashion color for a while, you know that these are kind of essential if you want to keep your color looking bright and vivid throughout that however much time between your salon appointments. So we're gonna start with the demo footage. This is day one, fresh out of the salon, just salon rose gold applied. And so as you can see, we're looking fresh and fabulous. We got a nice haircut going, and the rose gold is just bright and it's popping and it looks great. Now, this next bit of footage here is 2 weeks later. This is 2 weeks of fade out with my normal shampooing and conditioning routine. So this is washing my hair sometimes every day, sometimes every other day, and not using any color depositing stuff. So this is, you know, about where my fade out normally is, regardless of color, really. So the first demo here is going to be the mask one. I was really curious about this because I hadn't used, a mask version of a color depositing thing before. I've always just done the kind of conditioner version of things, standard daily conditioner type of thing. Yeah, so I was curious to see exactly how much pigment was going to come out of something like this, versus the daily conditioner. So we're starting out this demo with freshly washed and blow-dried hair. I've got nothing in it, and now we're going in with the mask. So when you use this one, I do recommend you use gloves because there's so much pigment in there. If you don't, you're going to have colored hands for the next several days. And this is something that, you kind of want to apply what you've seen happen at the salon when you're dealing with this. So what I mean by that is, separate your hair into sections. I like to start at the very back and just, comb a small section down, scoop a bit of the mask out, get it in there, and make sure the hair is nice and saturated, and just keep working forward until your entire head of hair is covered. Then I like to go through with a comb just to make sure everything is nice and evenly distributed. We've got a nice coverage. And then even at the end, I thought, yeah, why not? I'll just add a little bit more. So I just took another scoop of mask and just kind of applied that right over the top. Now, the directions on the mask do recommend that you let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes before washing it out. So I wanted to go the full gamut and see what this thing was really capable of. So 15 minutes later, went ahead and rinsed that out and blow dried it, and here are those results. Yes, rose gold. So if we compare this to the fresh out of the salon look, we can see exactly how much color was redeposited. And yeah, I think we're basically back to looking like we just came from the salon. All right, now our next comparison here is 1 week of fade out after having done the mask, and that's with basically daily shampooing and regular conditioning, so you can see how much that pigment has faded there. And now we're gonna demo the daily conditioner. So this is pretty standard, so we're starting out with hair that has been shampooed and rinsed, and then we're just going in with a healthy dollop of this, instead of your regular conditioner. And I like to let that sit. The back of this bottle says to wait 3 to 5 minutes or longer if you have the time. So I did leave this in for, I guess, probably about 3 or 4 minutes or so, rinse that out, blow dried it, and then here we are with that result. Aw, yeah, bitch. So yeah, once again, I think the color deposit, like the pigment, is pretty good. It's definitely not as pigmented as the mask. That we can say for certain. But yeah, so I could definitely see how, if you say you use the mask and then, once every couple of days or something, you keep up with the daily conditioner, your color is gonna stay looking pretty damn fresh right up until your next salon visit. And as far as the conditioning properties on these, I think they're great. It's like doing any other mask or a good quality conditioner. My hair feels soft and flowy, and it's got a nice natural shine to it. The thing is with certain other brands of coloring, so there are like color depositing shampoos and conditioners. I've used a couple of each, and in my personal experience, usually the color depositing shampoos are really drying. So I always prefer to go the conditioner route instead. And I think, say we compare this to like the viral color conditioner that I've used a lot, I think the Overtone is a little more conditioning. The viral color conditioner is still a little bit more drying. This, I feel like, really left my hair feeling, quite soft and moisturized. So yeah, overall thoughts on the Overtone mask and daily conditioner. I think they're pretty solid, man. You definitely get what you pay for. The pricing isn't bad. Because you could get a regular hair mask in this size tub that obviously doesn't deposit any color for easily like 40, 50, some even more than that dollars. So at $29 for being like a pretty good quality mask in terms of its conditioning properties and having the amount of color pigment that's in it to refresh your color or add color, I'd say that's a pretty good deal. And yeah, the daily conditioner I think works quite well at just keeping up your color, and like I said, it's not drying, it feels like a good conditioner. But yeah, and so if you wanted to get both of these, definitely, like I said, get the kit, because then you get this free little travel size conditioner. Not that any of us can fucking travel right now, but when you can travel again, it is nice to have this little guy that you can easily slip into your toiletry bag just to keep up on your color while you're away from home. So that about wraps things up for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this and found it helpful. do stay tuned. I've got plenty more content coming up. I was hoping to kind of maybe start putting out 2 videos a week now that I'm like working from home, but I've still been putting in a lot of long hours. So by the end of the day, after sitting in front of my computer for like 8, 10, 12 hours, I've just been too damn tired to film and edit content. But as that kind of equals, like, or levels out rather, and I go back to a more normal schedule, I do plan on, trying to pump out some more content because I just have so many products to get to and so many things to talk about. So once again, I hope that you're all staying safe and healthy. And if you haven't already, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to keep up to date with everything if you want to. And as always, thank you guys so much for coming by and watching. And we'll see you at the next one.